Hi, welcome to Conscious Creating Life Coaching. My name is Diane Martinez. I'm a certified holistic life coach, and here on this channel, we are all about the practice of creating our lives consciously with purpose and intention so that life is more enjoyable and you feel less like a victim and more like a creator. So today I want to ask you, are you feeling overwhelmed or anxious or angry or frustrated? If you are, you are not alone. We are living in challenging times. That's putting it mildly, isn't it? These are very challenging times. And I think the task for us is to not lose our well being as we go about our days in the chaos that is the world at the moment. So frequently, when we're stressed, we are the way we care for ourselves sort of downshifts. Our time and our energy and our attention are often guided to things that are not under our control, whether it's the climate or the political system or anything else going out in the greater world around us. And our attention is taken off of how we care for ourselves. Now, of course, we'll be concerned about what's going on out there. I wouldn't suggest that anyone not be concerned about that. But I also would invite you to recognize that when we don't have control over that, it does us no good and it does the situation no good if our health takes it, right on the chin, if our health suffers because of that concern. In a great way, an antidote to that is to put your energy and your attention on what you can control, which is how you care for yourself. So, in the way you do that, there are the main facets of life that contribute to our health: how we sleep, how we nourish our body. Are we hydrated? Do we move? Do we manage our stress? Do we have some practices in place to support our mental health? That we have control over. And while that might not change what's going on in the outside world, it will change your experience of life. And it will help you be the most balanced, healthy, strong, clear thinking person you can be. And that adds to the collective, right? We don't live in a little bubble of isolation. We are in this mix together. And when things are going on in the collective that are disturbing, we feel it. So the best way to have any kind of influence, we might not have control, but we might have a little bit of influence. When we prioritize caring for our own well-being, we are contributing to the good of the collective. And the main thing, the most important thing, is that you feel better being you. That's my goal for you. So how do you do that? I like to start with something that we all do every day, and that's sleep. When we prioritize our sleep, we're making sure that we're getting at least 6 hours of sleep, hopefully no more than 8. It's like anything else in life, it's a balance. Too little sleep is not good for us. Way too much sleep is not good for us. So you want to hit your sweet spot. You can discover what that is for yourself, whether it's 6.5 hours, 7.5, maybe 8. But make sure that it's good quality sleep. Try to shut down all screens at least 30 minutes before you go to bed. Make sure your room is nice and cool, that there's no extra lights. Certainly don't go to sleep with the TV on. Let it be quiet, let it be dark. Because even though like your eyes might be closed as you're falling to sleep, your brain is still trying to take in everything that's going on around you. And when the TV is still playing or the radio is still going or something, your brain is still working on that. Give it a rest. Let it be quiet. Let it be dark. Let it be peaceful so that all of you can rest. So the next thing is very simple. Drink more water. We get hooked on our coffee and our very fancy coffees and our teas, and well, tea's fine, but the sugary drinks, the energy drinks, and that's not good for us. Just like the earth, we are mostly water, and when we are dehydrated, our body suffers for it. Your blood, your brain, things get dehydrated and they are not working at optimal capacity. So drinking water is something simple, is something everybody can do. and it will help you get closer to your potential, to where you are looking and feeling and thinking your best. The next one is how you nourish your body. Um, I'm also a certified health coach, but I don't want to get into that. That is not my area of expertise I want to focus on. So I'm not going to talk about specific foods, but it is generally accepted that the ultra processed foods that many of us eat regularly are not good for us. Basically, it's just a matter of eating real food. I'm not suggesting you do keto or paleo or be a vegetarian or vegan. I'm not going there. But I am saying when we eat whole, real food that doesn't have a label on it, that's better for us. When we take the time to nourish our bodies well, we think better, we feel better, we sleep better. Our, our whole system is more regulated and balanced. So I encourage you to find a way of eating that works for you. We're all different. There's no one way that's going to work for everybody. And again, I'm not prescribing anything in particular other than eating real food and less of the ultra processed stuff that is bad for our human body. And then last, and most definitely not least, is moving your body. Now, I'm not just talking about exercise here. Exercise is good, it's important. That structured time where you're counting reps or counting steps or going for kilometers run or whatever you do, that's great. But it's also important just to be physically active, to not go for extended periods where you're slumped on the couch or even sitting at your desk working. Our bodies were designed for movement. So the more you just get up and move and stretch, maybe do a little Pilates or some yoga poses, go for a walk, go for a bike ride, vacuum. It's just in the living of our days like our grandparents used to. Whenever I give a presentation and I am talking about this topic with people and I ask, does anyone's grandparents belong to a gym? And of course, nobody raises their hands. When our grandparents were around, there were no gyms, right? Life was a gym. You washed your own car, you mopped your own floor, you did your own housework, you did your own yard work. No other exercise was needed. And by and large, our grandparents were fit. Obviously, not every single one, but certainly more fit than we are today. So that's what I'm talking about here, is just keeping physical activity as part of your life, not reserved for just an hour at the gym 3 days a week, but through our day, little windows of time. I always do that when I'm waiting for water to filter for my coffee or tea. I will do some jumping jacks, do some lunges, some squats, just dance. I've been known to put a song on and dance around the kitchen for 2 or 3 minutes, something like that, just to keep moving. It helps you. We are each body, mind, and spirit, and we need to care for all aspects of ourselves to be in balance and to have a hope of feeling peaceful even when things are crazy around us. In the last part of that, I would encourage you to address is some sort of spiritual practice that helps you feel grounded. Now, that can be something as simple as taking a walk outside. When we are in nature and we're not on our phone, taking a call, or doing something else, when we're just present in nature, that is very healing to us. To just notice now, it's spring, and here where I am in Atlanta, it's such a beautiful time if you don't have bad allergies, just to be outside and notice the bird song and the trees and even the traffic and the other things you hear. Just be present for it. Another great thing to do is develop a little meditation practice. It doesn't have to be, this long 30-minute thing. You don't have to sit in the lotus position. You don't have to chant anything. Just quietly sitting for 5 minutes, just quieting your mind, letting your thoughts settle like a snow globe. And I've got one behind me that I should have grabbed for this to show you. When you tilt a snow globe upside down and all the little bits of the glitter are all over the place. That's our mind when we first sit down. We've got all those thoughts about this and that and our work and our family and what's going on and our health, and we're worried and our finances and blah, blah, blah. But as we sit, just like with the snow globe, things begin to settle down. If we're just quiet, if we give it a chance, those thoughts can settle. Not totally. They're not going to go away. I mean, if they do for you, awesome. I think that's great. But frequently, as mortals, usually still have some thoughts going through our head. That's okay. But you're still better for just having had the intention to sit and quiet your mind, to be peaceful for just a moment. That's a wonderful thing. If you like, there are many guided meditations on YouTube you can listen to. If you're uncomfortable with that 5 or 7 minutes of silence, listen to a guided meditation. There are many that are very helpful. And, other movement things too. A yoga practice, Pilates, things that help you get into your body and out of your mind are wonderful. I'm a huge fan of Qigong. That Qigong is to China what yoga is to India, their energy practice. And again, a bunch of things on YouTube if you want to check that out. Ways to calm your energy, ways to be in your body, out of your mind, so that you're caring for your mental health as well as your physical health. So that is my invitation to you. When you are feeling that very sort of crushing feeling of so many different emotions, so much out there that we can't control, focus on what you can control. How you care for your body, how you sleep, how you hydrate, how you eat, how you move, and how you calm yourself, how you tend to body, mind, and spirit. That will have a greater impact than you realize. Like I said, you will feel better for it. And the you that you bring to the world will be much more peaceful, less fractured and confused and angry. You want to be that calm presence wherever you are. And then you are lifting up the collective. So I hope that is helpful to you. It truly is. It's a way to feel like you've got some control in your life, like you're not at the end of a crack the whip game. I don't know if you're familiar with that game. I grew up in Indiana. There was a small lake behind us, and in the winter we would frequently go ice skating when it got cold enough, and it was usually cold enough in Indiana in the winter. And I would get together with my cousins and we would play crack the whip on our ice skates. A chain of kids holding hands. And the first person who's skating does all these little maneuvers. And for them, it's nothing. But for the person, the 13th or 14th person in line, they aren't doing little maneuvers. They're getting thrown wildly side to side. That's the nature of the game. When you don't use the control you have, when you forfeit it all to things you can't control, it feels like you're at the end of that crack the whip, like you're just being thrown about by life. That's not a good feeling. It doesn't leave us feeling calm and peaceful in a place where we're capable of making good decisions. So take control. Let the outer world be the outer world. Interact with it as you need to, but focus. Bring your focus and your intention and your energy to caring for your own well-being, body, mind, and spirit. And you will feel better no matter what's going on around you. Now, if that sounds good to you, if you would like more of that, I would invite you to join me on my Patreon page. It is Conscious Creating Life Coaching on Patreon. My name is Diane Martinez again. If you can just search me there and join, there is much more content like this on a regular basis, videos, PDFs, worksheets, not to mention a wonderful community of like-minded women who support each other. And that is a huge help in these very challenging times. If you like this video, please feel free to share it, like, subscribe if you would like to be notified when new videos come up, and leave your comments below. I would love to hear what you are doing to help you get through these challenging times. So that's it for today. Until next time, everyone, create your day consciously. Bye for now.